BookTube. A little bit of a different view today. My room's getting redecorated. All this will probably come down sometime within the next month. I don't know. I'm a little behind, but I wanted to record, so it's been a while. This is a Q&A slash getting to know me, and also the A to Z book tag. So I'm going to start with Q&A. So Taylor of Tay Talks Books asked my favorite genre to read. It's kind of a mishmash. I've been reading a lot of historical fiction lately, but I like to read lots of different kinds, fantasy, sci-fi. It's just, if something interests me, then I read it. The book that made me cry the most. I have vivid memories. My room used to be an office, and after I finished reading the 6th Harry Potter book, I came in here, I started crying, and my mom was like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" So yeah, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I cried. And then the rest of the questions come from Steven of Alf Books. And where am I from? I'm from the US. I'm in a boring suburb of New Jersey. What country would I visit if the return trip was paid for me? Does that include the entire trip and all expenses? Because I have a long, long bucket list of places I will probably never visit. So I'm just going to list some. France, England, Ireland, Australia, Japan. So yeah, all those places. Sorry about the lighting. What book would I bring to a What book would I bring to a deserted island? One book that I don't really get tired of rereading is The Princess Diaries, so I might bring that. But then I feel like I'd want Harry Potter there too, just like the entire series, if that's allowed. So yeah. What book would you burn if you had to in order to survive? Aside from getting hate and possibly burning Twilight, maybe an outdated dictionary or encyclopedia that has multiple copies that no one would miss if I burned this one thing. Authors that you automatically jump on new releases right after they come out. Recently, Alice Hoffman, and I did the review of the Museum of Extraordinary Things. On my shelf here, I have her new book, The Marriage of Opposites. So I have a lot of books to read before I can get to that, but I got that. So, author whose writing style is beautiful, Alice Hoffman, J.K. Rowling. I've been in a reading slump, so I'm still kind of trying to get over that. I've not been as good about reading right after Booktubeathon ended. So, yeah. A book that you would recommend. Check out my Goodreads. I've got a lot of books on there that I've read, a lot of books that I've marked to be read, which look incredible, and I wouldn't discount those. So any of the books on my Goodreads right now. Okay, here we go. The A to Z book tag. So you've read the most books from, possibly Meg Cabot, because I've read most of the Princess Diaries, some of the in-between Princess Diaries, and some of her non-Princess Diaries series, like The Mediator, 1-800-MISSING, 1-800-WHERE-ARE-YOU, and other standalone books of hers, so it's probably Meg Cabot that I've read the most of. Best sequel ever. Goblet of Fire counts, right? That's a sequel. That's my favorite Harry Potter book too, by the way. It's just like how every story has a sequence to it, the rising action, falling action. That is like the pinnacle of the whole series. Voldemort is back. It is like, it's so good. Currently reading, and I'm gonna say I'm around page 80 on that, and I gotta finish that because that's due at the library. I gotta finish all my library books before I can get to the books that I own. Drink of choice while reading. Water. E-reader or physical book? Both. Fictional character you probably would have actually dated in high school. This is a weird question. I don't think I can answer this because no. Nobody. I didn't date in high school in real life. I wouldn't date a fictional character in high school. It was awkward. I've lost a lot of weight since high school. And I was busy with marching band, so I probably wouldn't have dated anybody, not even a fictional character. Glad you gave this book a chance. The book I just finished, Walking on Trampolines, it had some parts, but the overall connections between the characters and seeing their intermingling stories, it was very interesting. So. Hidden gem book. Um, Hidden gem book. Can I actually go with Humans of New York? Because I have a degree in photography, and it's I'm just excited for his new stories book to come out. So if you don't or you haven't looked through Humans of New York is the book, and even if you've looked at it online, the book has pictures never before seen on his website. So there's one picture in there that I want it to be an iconic picture because it's amazing. Yeah. Important moment in your reading life. I'd say this is. I'm getting back into reading after a really, really, really long reading slump. I think when I went to college, when I started college, I stopped reading as much because, well, fiction and non-school related material, I stopped reading as much because I didn't have the time. So this is important. I'm getting back into reading more. Just finished. Well, Walking on Trampolines. Just finished. Yeah. Kinds of books you won't read. Well, I'm not reading 50 Shades of Grey. Never, never. Won't happen. So, books like that, I guess. Not happening. Longest book you've read? Probably, I don't measure my books by pages, I measure them by the story. So, major book hangover because of. I mean, Harry Potter is a limitless book hangover. So, there's that. Number of bookcases I own: 2. I have one that is my nightstand, which has my library shelf and books that are my own that I still haven't read, and then another that has a lot of my art history textbooks and stuff like that. Books I've read: Harry Potter, my Barnes and Noble editions of Alice in Wonderland and Sherlock Holmes. One book you have read multiple times: Princess Diaries. Aside from Harry Potter, Princess Diaries. It's kind of, yeah, preferred place to read. My bedroom. Quote that inspires you, gives you all the feels from a book you've read. Reading regret. I actually read New Moon before I read Twilight because I didn't realize they were a series. So it's not really a big regret, and I can't really think of any others, but that was kind of like, how could you read the sequel without reading the first book in the series and not realizing it before you're halfway through? Because that's what happened. Series you started and need to finish, and all the books are out in the series. Princess Diaries. I'm behind, and I haven't. So I think I got to maybe like the 6th or 7th book, and then the 10th book just came out, or is it the 11th? I don't know, but I need to read those. 3 of your all-time favorite books: Goblet of Fire, Princess Diaries, The Two Princesses of Bamar, which is just, it needs to be a movie. Like full length 6-hour feature length film, like how I wish they had done with Harry Potter and how we needed Peeves to be in the movies. Um, but it's by the same author that wrote Ella Enchanted, and I didn't particularly enjoy how they adapted that book to a movie. But if they adapt Two Princesses of Bamar to an incredible, incredible movie, then that needs to happen. So that's one I highly recommend, is The Two Princesses of Bamar. Whatever age you are, whatever gender, read it. Unapologetic Fangirl for Harry Potter. I think we all know that. I think I have my Ravenclaw pin over there, and I have a multitude of owls everywhere. I have like the cute Christmas decoration ones, and then I have at least 2 that look like Hedwig, and then I've got a little owl that's reading a book on my bookcase, which you could probably see in some other videos of mine. So I have lots of owls. Very excited for this release more than all the others. I guess I'll say Library of Souls because I can't really think of anything. The sun's going down, I'm losing light, my computer's at 17% battery. So, worst bookish habit. Sometimes I'll eat while reading books, and then I actually got, like, food on one of my books. I was like, oops, I got hummus on it. That's eating while reading books, because that can be a disaster. And I'm lucky nothing horrendous has happened, but I should not eat while reading books. X marks. Start at the top left of your shelf and pick the 27th book. 27 is Call Me Zelda, that I've been reading and haven't finished and need to finish other books before finishing reading them. Your latest book purchase. Okay, I have to show you. My latest book purchase was All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr, and it's such a pretty cover, and it's winner of the Pulitzer, and it's just got all the pretty awards that it's won, and I can't wait to read this. So I'm very, very excited that I have my own copy. That was it. And the last book that kept me up way too late was Walking on Trampolines. I stayed up till almost 4 o'clock, and I hadn't done that, and it was not good because it messed up my sleeping schedule. So, A to Z Book Tag Q&A. Tomorrow is International Vegan Junk Food Day, so I'm gonna go make some cookie dough to freeze so I can cook it in the morning.